Alright guys, what's up guys? This is Wheeling the Tomboy Gamer here, and I'm gonna tell you 10 reasons why I dislike this character, Mrs. Wicket. Okay, for those of you that do not know who Mrs. Wicket is, she's actually Mr. Bean's landlady. So I'm gonna tell you the reasons why I really don't like her or really hate her, but if you like this character, I am okay with your opinion, but please guys, as I mentioned before earlier, if you want to comment something about this character in my videos, keep your comments to yourself. Don't be too negative. Otherwise, I'll remove it. But anyways, let's start for 10 reasons why I dislike Mrs. Wicket, in my opinion. Okay, number 10. Mrs. Wicket kicks Mr. Bean out. I don't know why would she do that. I think, in my opinion, Mrs. Wicket despises Mr. Bean, even though he ruined her wedding when he was a kid. And that's the reason why. I don't really get why Mrs. Wicket kicks Mr. Bean out every time he does something. I can't believe that. And also in one episode, Mrs. Wicket kicked Mr. Bean out in Homeless because she slept on his bed. What a jerk she is. Number 9. Mrs. Wicket gets very angry at Mr. Bean and blames him. Well, I would just say Mrs. Wicket is the cause of this. And the reason why I hate her, because she apparently yells at Mr. Bean if he doesn't do it. Like for an example, Mrs. Wicket hits Mr. Bean with a croquet hammer after trying to get Scrapper out. There is no reason to hit anyone at all. If she would do that in real life to anyone, she would go to jail immediately. What? We do not hit anyone with that. Especially kids. Kids, please don't try and hit someone with that. And this is from the episode The Mole. If you guys haven't watched it yet, I would suggest you would, but if you don't want to, then wouldn't. I wouldn't show the footage what happened, as this will actually have a copyright claim or we'll get another copyright strike. So unfortunately we can't show that one. So apparently, number 8. She is a mean jerk against Mr. Bean when she tries to abuse him. Well, I will tell you the reasons why. Number 1, she abused Mr. Bean after she came back to the hospital after Scrapper put yarn into the vacuum machine. What? Scrapper should know better than that. Number 2, she always kicks Mr. Bean out in the fly. For an example, he accidentally woke Mr. Bean up and kicked him out. What? We do not kick anyone out of the house. And 3, she is such a jerk against Mr. Bean. And I'll tell you why. She apparently said that Mr. Bean stole something from Mrs. Wicket's stuff, but he didn't. What a jerk she is. Number 7. She has a cat named Scrapper. Well, I'll tell you that reason why. Ever since Scrapper actually hated Mr. Bean, and he was the only one that saved him from a pack of bullies as a kid. This is the reason why Scrapper, who I hate the most, apparently despises Mr. Bean. He smirked at him one time and he scratched the wallpaper while Mr. Bean was decorating. What a jerk he is. Also, Scrapper ate the chocolate cake and blamed Mr. Bean, causing Mrs. Wicket to get angry. Also, I would just consider Scrapper as a mean, selfless, and selfish cat. He shouldn't be doing all these things. If I really saw that one in an episode, then Scrapper should go to the pound for his punishment. Number 6. Mrs. Wicket yells at Mr. Bean for not obeying his instructions. Well, I'll just consider Mrs. Wicket to be really grumpy. I would just say that as of season 4, she's warmed up. She's sometimes nice with Mr. Bean, but is still quite bitter. Well, I will tell you why I really hate the way she actually yells at Mr. Bean. Well, she actually yelled at him because he accidentally gave Mrs. Wicket dog food instead of cat food. Well, I would just consider to say this as an accident. She should have accept the consequences. And apparently, for another reason why Mr. Bean plays lots of music in his room as if it was a surfing area. He knocks Mrs. Wicket accidentally, causing her to go to the hospital. Well, I would just consider this as a foul play, like a foul prank. Mr. Bean didn't mean to do it. He did it by accident, and then he was forced to take care of Scrapper. Number 4. Mrs. Wicket is really greedy and selfish. Well, in my opinion, why I dislike her is because she always has a cane and hits him for no reason. Well, in some episodes when she doesn't appear, I'm really happy that she didn't appear in some episodes. But when she appeared in some episodes, she's nice to him and she laughs at him for his haircut. Well, I would actually consider this as not that kind of a good way, but I'll just consider it as Mrs. Wicket didn't do anything in that episode as well. Number 3. Mrs. Wicket tries to use a cane and hit him at times. Well, I would just say that Mrs. Wicket uses her cane and hits Mr. Bean despite of him trying to do things that actually Mrs. Wicket does. So apparently in the 3 season, she's actually greedy. She kicks Mr. Bean out. So apparently I'll just consider her as a bad person. I'll just say that she is a short temper and yell and hit Bean for reasons. If Mrs. Wicket does that to Mr. Bean, oh no, she's really gonna go to jail for this. Thank goodness in Bean's Bounty she got arrested along with the thieves and Scrapper. Because if she would appear again, I would actually send her to jail in real life. Also, number 2. Mrs. Wicket slams every furniture to the door. Well, she does that in some episodes mainly. She apparently does that in lots and lots of episodes, and I'll just say Mrs. Wicket is really, really mean. She just slams doors for reasons. And also number 1 is my most hated episode, Dead Cat. Mrs. Wicket was such a jerk to Mr. Bean. Why? Because she forced him to decorate. And also she kicked Mr. Bean out, not knowing it was Scrapper. Well, I would just say Mrs. Wicket was such a jerk to him. And I'll just say she's the heartless jerk in my opinion. But if you guys just think differently in that way, I'm really okay with this. But as I was saying, please don't disrespect my opinion on this. If you do, then I'll just remove it. So actually, I'll just say Mrs. Wicket is the meanest lady of all. And I really hate her despite being an antagonist. But I'm really glad that she warmed up a little bit. But she's actually mean as of season 4. And thank goodness, if Mrs. Wicket was nice in season 4, and if she was a little mean, I'm happy with that. But if she was really grumpy, and if she's really hitting Bean, no way, I wouldn't like her. Okay guys, that's all for now that I have to say the top 10 reasons why I despise Mrs. Wicket from Mr. Bean the Animated Series. But if you have any comments or any suggestions, please let me know immediately. But I guess I won't be here for long, as I'll be doing this video for a short time. Apparently I'll just say oh, I'm just gonna do this for reasons. And guys, this is just my opinion why I dislike Mrs. Wicket. But if you have anything else to say about her, just don't try and put any comments which are negative, because one time I saw that comment, it was really negative. So guys, please do not put negative comments, otherwise I will remove them. But anyways, this is me, Wheeling the Tomboy Gamer, signing off.